Hey there, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
Emree Woods set out to make a satisfying non-alcoholic beer. Well, success, she did it. Right Side Brewery is the brand. She's got a couple of great beers, Citrus Wheat and India Pale Ale. Let's see. What is that? Citrus Wheat, and what's the other one? An IPA, right?
Right. Hi.
Hey, how are you? We got hooked up with Emree through our good friend Jim Vineyard, who just sends us so many great folks our way. And he said, you got to talk to Emree. So when Jim says you got to talk to somebody, we do it. We listen to Jim. So
thank you. He's a wise man.
He is a very wise man. Yes.
Well, it's good to talk to you. Let's find out more about this. Let's see. Where do we begin? I think if I remember right, you were pregnant and you had the taste of beer, which I love the taste of beer. I got to tell you. So back in the day, I used to drink Old Duels, which I noticed that was in your in the article with Atlanta Magazine, and it was about the best you could get without delving into an alcoholic beer, but it just didn't taste right. It wasn't 100%. So it looks like you had the same challenges, but you came up with this. Tell us about it.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having me on the show. It's just a pleasure to meet with you guys. So. You got it right. I was pregnant back in 2017 with my daughter, Maisie, and was trying different non-alcoholic beers out there and just didn't care for the way they tasted. So I thought there has to be a better way to make this. And so I went down this crazy path of trying to figure out how to make a good tasting NA beer. So here we are. We just launched in January, and it's been really fun.
So you're one that says, you know what? They don't have what I need, so I'm just going to make it. Have you always been that way, or was this like, I just really need a beer right now?
I think I've always known I wanted to start my own business. It's always been kind of part of my breadcrumbs of my career trajectory. And so my husband and I always noodled on different ideas. We met in business school, and this one just kind of kept coming up and it kept making sense. So I persisted with it. So yeah.
We're talking with Emree Woods. She is founder of Right Side Brewing and got a couple of non-alcoholic beers, and we'll talk more about that. All right, Emree, I have a couple of friends that brew at their homes, and it's I'm assuming, and I do want to talk about it, how you began. Did you begin like at home? Like I have a friend that he keeps trying different flavors and stouts and ales and lagers. And sometimes they're really good. And I got to be honest with you, sometimes they're really bad. But I don't know. It's that whole process. And he's into hey, this is the heating and this is what you do. And, I don't know. How do you begin? How did you do? Did you like start in a back room somewhere? What?
We did. We started in our kitchen. We had never brewed before, and it's pretty difficult to make an NA beer that tastes good because you either stop the fermentation early to where it doesn't ferment any alcohol, or you take the alcohol out. And a lot of people at home, you pretty much have to do that through heat, which can really make it taste not very good. So we started off in our kitchen trying to heat off the alcohol. We had never brewed an alcoholic beer, and so it was a total mess. I had to leave the house because alcohol was coming out of fuming out of our kitchen. I was pregnant. My husband's like, get out of here. So it was a mess and a disaster. And I quickly knew that I needed some help. I'm not a brewmaster. I cook, but that's about it. So I was so fortunate to find Big Kettle Brewing in Lawrenceville, and their brewmasters are just amazing. And they were so gracious with their time and their patience. So that was very helpful to find them as partners.
Not a brew master, but would you be a brewmeister? Is that the same thing?
I can't even call myself a brewmeister. I don't think I'm very elementary in my brewing skills, actually.
Now to put this,
you would be just a brewer, I guess. Then maybe if not quite a brewmeister yet.
Tell me that. I don't even think I can.
We're talking with Emree Woods. She is a founder, a co-founder maybe. Did your husband have a part in this? What's his deal?
Yeah, he has been my right-hand man, has been super supportive of the idea. He definitely helped me kind of formulate the idea, but he has let me do my thing. So obviously, I think when you have a family, you all have to kind of be on board for that kind of decision to start a business. And he's been incredibly supportive, and I'm grateful for him. But he kind of lets me run the show.
Now, do you have big plans in your head for what you want to do with this, and as it grows and grows, what you want to do?
Yeah, I think, my dream is to just make NA beverages more mainstream. I want to try to remove the stigma of non-alcoholic drinks, as there has been one for so long. And so that's like my mission, and my goal is to just make it kind of ubiquitous with alcoholic beverages. And so that's like the big vision. And I really want to do that and create kind of a Southeastern footprint. So that's the dream.
Awesome.
Emree Woods of Right Side Brewing. We're going to tell you in just a little bit how you can connect with her and get some of her stuff. Jimmy had mentioned about you having to trust God's plan and calling for your life, and not only launching, but what the future holds for this. But I would be interested to find out, when you tell people at a party or wherever, hey, I'm a brewer and this is my company, what's the first thing you get? What's the first look you get? What's the first response you get?
Oh, good question. I feel like I feel like when I said I want to make a non-alcoholic beer, people didn't quite get it. And most people still don't, which is unfortunate. But I think I think a lot of people think that's a crazy idea. But now I think the trends are changing. It's slow, but it's changing. And actually I have a lot of friends that thought I was maybe a little bit, off my rocker to start. And then now they're asking me, can I pick up some Right Side from you? Because I think everyone really appreciates having just something in the fridge that isn't alcoholic all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, give us the God factor in the whole process.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel like one of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and I feel like this, when I listen and I keep an open ear, and I'm definitely more introspective and talking to God more often, I think it just became just so clear that maybe this was not necessarily the easiest decision or the easiest path, but I think it has felt so right, and I keep getting reminded of that along the way, that just through different things, different signs.
Yeah, and Jim told us that you have a big heart for helping out as well, and some of the proceeds that you get go to the Giving Kitchen. Tell us about that.
Yes, so that's another great example of just a sign, right? So I've always wanted to start a business, but I've always wanted to start something with a social component to it and a mission. And I'm a firm believer in the kind of just giving along the way. And I think I've always wanted this I coined it fresh starts when I started the business. And I said, a certain percentage of profits will go to fresh starts. And I wasn't exactly sure what that would mean, but I left it open to kind of, what would come across my path. And right as we were launching the Giving Kitchen, which is an Atlanta-based organization that helps food service workers, and that through many different avenues, and they announced a food service workers in recovery initiative. So they were going to help industry workers that were seeking sobriety or were in recovery. And the fact that restaurants are a big part of our business, that we could help people that were working in those restaurants seek out kind of a brighter life was really cool and very fulfilling. So I'm really proud and humbled and grateful to be part of that organization.
Emree Woods, we're talking to her about Right Side Brewing. All right, Emree, I like my coffee black. I'm a beer purist. I've tried some of the flavors, and I'm just an old guy. I can't take it. I just want my beer to taste like beer. Now you have a citrus. Is there, like, I've got a friend, the same friend I was talking about, he's brewing chocolate beer. I'm like, that's not right. But is yeah. Do you have plans to do more of that? Different flavors? I mean, the citrus is obviously a beer that has a citrus taste to it. It's not like drinking orange juice, right? It kind of explains that a little bit. Yeah.
So right now we just have the IPA and the citrus wheat. A lot of people say the IPA kind of tastes like a Sweetwater 420, and the citrus wheat kind of is like a Blue Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So if that kind of helps people identify with their beer preferences, but chocolate beer is not on our radar right now. But I do think Q4 I'm really hoping to do maybe a stout or a porter, but really focusing on kind of perfecting those first two and getting our distribution out there with those first beers.
I think
I like that plan.
Yeah.
Perfecting the stuff first before just throwing it all out there just to see what sticks, right?
Although if you had a chocolate beer, I'm sure the female demo would be huge. That's just an assumption. Okay, just an assumption. Emree Woods, it's Right Side Brewing. Check it out. It's rightsidebrewing.com. Emree, thank you so much for your time. Blessings to you.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate you having me on, and it was really fun talking to y'all. So thanks.
Awesome.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.